action, muscles, explosions, and one-liners so sharp they could cut steel. Welcome to the ultimate 80s action read at Commando 1985, where Arnold Schwarzenegger plays a one-man army with zero chill and infinite ammo. Let's break it down. Meet Colonel John Matrix Reader, badass, ultimate dad, and part-time lumberjack. He lives peacefully with his daughter Jenny, played by a young Alyssa Milano. But peace doesn't last long in the 80s, folks. The bad guys roll in like they own the place, led by a cartoonishly evil dictator, Arius, and a beefed-up, chainmail-wearing ex-commando named Bennett. Let's be honest, looks like a jacked Freddie Mercury. They kidnap Jenny and tell Matrix he must assassinate a South American leader or she dies. Bad move, guys. Very bad move. But Matrix isn't the follow orders type. So what does he do? He jumps off a moving plane into a swamp like it's just another Tuesday. Now, he teams up with Cindy, a flight attendant who's just trying to live her life, but suddenly finds herself dodging bullets and flying rockets. Ah, the 80s. Now, it's time for the greatest shopping trip in action movie history. Matrix doesn't just buy weapons, she raids an entire military surplus store. Missile launchers? Check. Giant machine guns? Check. Body armor? Nope. Who needs it when you're built like a tank? Fast forward to the grand final where Matrix invades an entire island, armed with unlimited ammo and pure rage. He wipes out an entire army solo in what looks like the original Call of Duty campaign. Let off some steam, Bennett. Perfect. Trained be the best, retired Colonel John Matrix was the pride of the United States Army Special Forces, and the tip of the spear of the secret Delta Force squad might. Years after his retirement, he still is. But someone is killing his former brothers in arms and will stop at nothing until they bring John to his knees. As a result, with vengeful enemies scattered worldwide, John's well-protected happiness is at stake. And when the ruthless jackals of a power-hungry South American dictator abduct his young daughter, Jenny, John must use his deadly skill set and every single muscle in his body to save the girl. After all, once a commando, always a commando. Thrown into a desperate race against the clock, how long will it take Matrix to do the impossible and give the enemy hell? Two garbage collectors gun down a suburban man with mini-Zs. A bald-headed tough guy steals a car from a dealership and crushes the dealer. A tugboat is blown up in the harbor. The bald-headed tough called Cook was involved in all three assassinations. These murders have one thing in common: all involve former members of a commando team, led by John Matrix Arnold Schwarzenegger, a hulking ex-colonel whose exploits have made him and his men enemies among totalitarian empires and groups around the world. Matrix is now retired and lives with his daughter Jenny Alyssa Milano alone in the mountains of upstate California. Matrix's former commanding officer, General Franklin Kirby James Olsen, flies to the house to tell Matrix about the killings of his men Lawson Drew Snyder, Forrestal Michael Delano, and Bennett Vernon Wells, and to leave two expert soldiers to guard him as Kirby and the feds work to find the killers. Kirby says that the men all had new identities, so there must have been a leak from the inside via a mole. No sooner does Kirby leave, however, than a mass of gunmen open fire on the house, killing the two soldiers. Jenny hides in her bedroom while Matrix rushes to his shed, in reality an underground weapons bunker, to get his rifle. Now armed, he confronts a gunman who offers him a choice: do as they say and his daughter, now being taken away in one of several fleeing cars, lives. Matrix blasts the gunman, and despite finding his truck sabotaged, he goes after the gunman by driving the powerless truck down the steep mountain, intercepting one of the fleeing vehicles and attacking four armed thugs, beating two senseless before being beaten down himself. He then is confronted by the gunmen's leader Bennett Vernon Wells, who had been thought killed in the tugboat explosion. Bennett was thrown out of the unit by Matrix and was waiting for revenge. Bennett is the one behind the killings and faked his own death to smoke out Kirby and Matrix. Wanting revenge after being discharged by Matrix from the army for massacring civilians in a South American nation, Valverde, who's Marxist, Dictator Arias was overthrown by Matrix's team and who is now Bennett's employer. Bennett sold his loyalty for a payment of 100,000. Arias wants Matrix to return to Valverde and assassinate the current head of government, President Velasquez, which would allow Arias to return and assume power. Arias knows that Velasquez trusts Matrix and it will be easy for Matrix to get close and assassinate him. With Jenny's life on the line, Matrix seemingly agrees to fulfill the demand. After boarding a flight to Valverde, Matrix manages to kill his guard Henriquez Charles Meshet and jumps from the plane just as it is taking off. Knowing that Arias will kill Jenny, regardless of whether or not he does the job. And with approximately 11 hours before the plane is scheduled to land, he sets out after another of Arias' men. Sully David Patrick Kelly, who dropped Matrix and Henriquez at the airport. Matrix Ray enters the airport and finds Sully, who is pursuing a flight attendant named Cindy, for a date. Sully keeps following Cindy, even though she is not interested. Matrix enlists the aid of an off-duty flight attendant named Cindy Ray Dawn Chong, and instructs her to follow Sully in her car to a shopping mall. At the mall, Matrix wants Cindy to seduce Sully and then bring him to a spot where Matrix would be waiting for him. Cindy first assumes that Matrix is a madman and calls the cops. Sully sees Matrix and runs towards the phone. Cindy sees Sully pull a gun on Matrix in the ensuing fight. She decides to assist him in his endeavor. Sully escapes the mall in his car and Matrix follows him with Cindy. After a lengthy car chase, Matrix catches up with Sully and drops him off a cliff to his death. Taking a motel key from Sully's jacket, Matrix tracks down and confronts Cook Bill Duke, a former Green Beret in Arias' employ. Cindy helps Matrix by seducing Cook when he enters Sully's room for the meeting and Matrix impales him on a table leg after a brutal fight. Cook dies before he can reveal Jenny's location. With evidence from Cook's car, Matrix and Cindy break into a warehouse owned by Arias that supplies weapons for his army, and learn where Jenny is being held after tracing Arias Island base on a map of the coastal region. Cindy also helps Matrix by finding the location of Arias' seaplane, which is located in a marina in San Pedro. Matrix breaks into an arms surplus store to equip himself with military weaponry, but is arrested by the police. Cindy helps him escape by using a rocket launcher on the police van and after commandeering a seaplane from a nearby marina. Controlled by Arias, Matrix and Cindy land the plane off the coast of Arias Island hideout. Matrix instructs Cindy to contact General Kirby. The Valverde flight lands and Arias receives word that Matrix was never on the flight and Henriquez has been killed. Just then, Matrix proceeds to Arias' villa, killing Arias' entire army. Arias emerges and engages Matrix in a gunfight until Matrix kills him with a shotgun. Jenny escapes to the villa's basement but is eventually captured by Bennett. Matrix tracks them down, and after a lengthy fight, Matrix finally kills Bennett by impaling him with a steam pipe. Kirby arrives with a military detachment and asks Matrix to rejoin the unit. But Matrix declines and departs the island aboard the seaplane with Jenny and Cindy, telling Kirby, "No chance." And just like that, Matrix walks off into the sunset with his daughter, no therapy needed. Commando is a perfect example of why 80s action movies were built different: zero CGI, all stunts, and one-liners that will live forever. What's your favorite moment from Commando? Drop a comment below. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell because we've got more action-packed breakdowns coming your way.